Let's be real. Not every woman you meet deserves your time, your energy, or your loyalty. Some women will lift you up, push you to become a better man, but others, they'll tear you down quietly, slowly, and with a smile so perfect you won't see it coming until it's too late. Here's the truth most people don't tell you. A low-value woman isn't just the wrong person to date, she's dangerous. She doesn't wear a warning label. She wears charm, confidence, and just enough sweetness to make you doubt your instincts. If you've ever felt drained, unfocused, or questioned your worth after being around someone, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And today, we're not here for fear, we're here for clarity. I'm going to walk you through 8 unmistakable signs that tell you it's time to step away before your life becomes a war zone you never signed up for. So ask yourself, are you giving your loyalty to someone who's building you or breaking you? Stick around, because knowing these signs might just save you years of frustration and maybe even your future. Let's talk about the first sign, and it's a big one. Some women just can't survive without drama. If things are calm, peaceful, even good, they don't feel safe. They feel bored, empty. So what do? They stir the pot. They pick fights out of nowhere. They twist your words, create arguments over the smallest things, and they don't do it because they're hurt. They do it because they enjoy the tension. Here's the thing. In that chaos, you get stuck second-guessing yourself. You start filtering every word you say, walking on eggshells just to avoid setting off another storm. High-value women, they don't need chaos to feel alive. They respect peace. They thrive on clarity and connection, not confusion and conflict. So ask yourself, are you building a future with someone who loves calm or someone addicted to chaos? Because here's the truth. Peace isn't something you should fight for. It's something you choose, by choosing who you let into your life. Let's move on to sign 2. And honestly, it's one of the most toxic because it's so subtle. Some women don't scream, they don't argue, they don't even raise their voice. Instead, they use silence, a cold, heavy silence, as a weapon. You'll notice it after a small disagreement. Suddenly the room feels colder. She sighs, she avoids eye contact. She says, "I'm fine," but you know she's not. And what happens next? You start questioning yourself. Was I too harsh? Did I do something wrong? Before you know it, you're adjusting your behavior, walking on eggshells. Not because you want to, but because you're trying to avoid that icy wall she puts up. Here's the problem. Every time you give in to that silence, you're training yourself to fear her withdrawal. You're teaching her that guilt works better than honest communication. High-value women, they don't play those games. If something bothers them, they talk about it. They build connection through clarity, not confusion. So here's the real question. Are you with someone who speaks up with respect or someone who punishes with silence? Let's talk about sign 3, and it's one that's becoming more common every day. Some women aren't looking for real connection. They're chasing applause. Social media is their playground. Every photo, every post, every caption is carefully designed, not to share their life, but to collect likes, comments, and attention from strangers. And here's where it gets tricky. When you bring it up, when you ask why she needs so much outside validation, she flips the script. Suddenly you're the insecure one. You're the jealous one. But let's be clear. Asking for basic respect isn't jealousy. It's self-respect. High-value women? They don't crave the spotlight. They don't measure their worth by how many people are watching. They care about respect from the man they admire, not random approval from the crowd. So here's the question to think about. Are you dating a woman who values real connection, or one who's performing for an audience that doesn't even matter? Now let's get into sign 4, and this one's a silent killer in any relationship. A woman who refuses to take accountability will always find someone else to blame for her problems, her career struggles, her financial mess, even her broken relationships. And guess what? If you stick around long enough, you become the easy target. Suddenly, everything wrong in her life is your fault. She's not just frustrated with her job, it's because you weren't supportive enough. She didn't just lash out, it's because you made her angry. Here's the hard truth. You can't fix someone who refuses to even look in the mirror. High-value women, they own their mistakes. They see setbacks as lessons. They grow, and they expect their partner to do the same. So let me ask you, are you carrying someone else's blame? Are you apologizing for things that were never really your fault? If the answer is yes, it's time to rethink what you're really signing up for. You're not her scapegoat, and you don't have to be. Let's dive into sign 5, and it's a big red flag most people overlook at first. Some women live like the future doesn't matter. There's no long-term vision, no financial discipline, no real stability. Life is all about the next thrill, the next weekend, the next shopping spree. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having fun. But when fun becomes the only plan, when structure feels like a prison, you're not building a life. You're just chasing moments. Here's what happens if you stay. You stop being her partner. You become her life raft. The one expected to provide stability she refuses to create for herself. High-value women, they invest in their growth. They plan ahead. They understand that freedom without discipline is just chaos in disguise. So ask yourself, are you building a future with someone or constantly bailing them out of their present? A real partnership needs two people rowing in the same direction, not one rowing while the other drifts. Let's move into sign 6, and it's a tough one to spot at first. Some women avoid commitment like it's a trap. They resist making long-term plans, dodge serious conversations about the future, and live like tomorrow doesn't matter. But here's the catch. While they fear commitment, they still expect you to provide all the benefits of it. They want stability, security, and comfort, without giving you the certainty and partnership that real commitment requires. It's like they want the house without building the foundation. They want the results without the work. High-value women, they get it. They know real relationships are built on a shared vision, mutual investment, and commitment over the long haul. So here's a serious question. Are you pouring energy into someone who's planning to be around, or someone who's just enjoying the ride until it's no longer fun? Love without commitment is just a countdown to disappointment, and you deserve more than being someone's safety net. Let's get into sign 7, and this one cuts deep. Some women don't just reject leadership, they compete with it. Your confidence? It's seen as a threat. Your ability to lead, to set boundaries, to take charge with purpose. Instead of respecting it, she challenges it. Disagreements aren't conversations, they're battles. Healthy leadership? She'll label it as controlling. Clear direction? She'll call it toxic. But here's the truth. Masculine strength isn't about domination. It's about direction, discipline, and protection. Real leadership serves the relationship. It doesn't suffocate it. A mature woman? She values that strength. She trusts it. She supports it. Because she knows strong leadership doesn't diminish her. It empowers them both to thrive. So ask yourself, are you in a partnership where your strength is respected, or in a tug-of-war where your masculinity is under constant attack? You weren't made to apologize for being a man. You were made to lead, and with honor. Let's wrap up with sign 8, and it's one you might not even realize is happening until it's too late. Some women don't just challenge your leadership, they force you to shrink it. You start second-guessing yourself. You soften your words. You tiptoe around decisions. Why? To avoid conflict, to keep the peace. But here's the problem. Real peace doesn't come from shrinking. It comes from standing strong and being true to who you are. Over time, you lose the very qualities that made you a leader in the first place. Confidence, decisiveness, purpose. You become a version of yourself that's smaller, quieter, less fulfilled. A real partner? She doesn't want a muted version of you. She wants the whole man, the one who leads with strength and lives with purpose. She encourages your growth, your voice, your drive, not your silence. So here's the final question. Are you shrinking to keep her comfortable, or standing tall with someone who actually wants you to? Because a relationship worth keeping is one where both people grow, not one where you slowly disappear. Now that you've seen the signs, here's the bottom line. If you recognize these patterns in your relationship, Don't compromise. You weren't made to spend your life battling someone who should be standing beside you. You don't need a rival. You need a real partner. Someone who respects your strength, supports your growth, and builds a future with you, not against you. And that starts with a choice. Choosing yourself. Never stop striving for mental strength. Never stop fighting for your inner peace. Because in a world that will pressure you to settle, your greatest power is refusing to do so. Stay strong, stay grounded, and never settle.